start the manufacture of the Easy Clip Trotline. It all came about 20 years ago when I decided there had to be a better way to troutline fish. You can buy clips, but they were nowhere near the easy way of putting them on as mine are, and so I ended up starting to produce the Easy Clip Trotline. We are at Shoals Lake in my favorite bay, and I have already put the main line out from bank to bank, and we will start adding our trotline clips and baiting them as we go. This is the clip for the drop lines, and as you can see, it attaches to the swivel. Sort of stab it through the swivel and then snap. We're in place. And it's a pretty easy process for snapping them on and off. Anytime that you want to put a new one on or take a fish off or bait or whatever, it's just an easy snap for on and off. And as I said, I have made those for 20 years for myself, friends, and family, and decided to go ahead and start marketing them. I have a website, www.easycliptrotline.com, where they can buy my trot lines from, or if you want to use your own trot line with swivels, you can just buy the clips. We'll put another one on and do the same process all through the trot line. And tonight I am using, it's just a molded dough bait. Seems to work pretty well. I do have a few brim that I'm going to put on as well. See what we can catch. But there are so many different types of baits you can use for a trout line. It's just that about anything works. I seem to have better luck with some of the dough baits. But cheese seems to work fine. Of course, a lot of people believe the beef liver is the thing to use, so it's just pretty well just preference. Probably about time we put a couple of small brim that I have caught earlier in the day. Now, as far as regulations on a trout line, the state of Arkansas requires that a trout line have cotton on each end, and other states require other items. Sometimes you need to identify it with your name and address. So you just about have to find out what your state regulations are before you set out one. I've worked trot lines for 40 years. Have enjoyed it, and I don't think there's a whole lot better way to end up with a all-you-can-eat fish fry. I would say that probably 90% or more of the time I end up with at least enough for a fish fry. And let's see, I think I'll get a few of those minnows. Put them in the live well. Just grab them real quick. I say minnows, they're actually small brim. And we'll go ahead and put a few on them since we've got them. Just to have a little variety. And again, there's preference on how you want to put the brim on. I usually have a tendency to hook them here just in the tail. They seem to stay a little bit more lively for me. So the whole point is just to have the variety. Another idea that I came up with is using an ice chest where you can actually put your hooks upside down into the rim of the ice chest, and they seem to keep pretty well in place. Like you can carry then your main line, your cotton, your floats, your weights, and just about everything can be contained in just a small little styrofoam ice chest. So that might be an idea for setting one out. We're at the end of August, so the weather has been hot, and trotline fishing is not always at its best that time of year. We usually do better in spring and fall, mainly in the spring, but if you fish it right, you can still pick up a few about any time of year. And one good sized brim, we'll go ahead and put him on, see what he does, and we'll go back to putting our dough bait. Okay, let's see what we end up with this morning. Oh, that bait is gone. I do feel something. Don't know what we're going to end up with yet. Yeah, we've got one coming up. A little on the small side, but he should eat just fine. Get that hook there. Bring him on in. Yeah, it's not too bad of a fish. That is a flathead, and they will only bite on live bait. We had put some brim on from the last night, and apparently that is what he was after. So we'll put him in the live well, and now we can stick another drop line on in its place. Very simple, just clip it on and we'll be ready to bait it in a little bit. See what else we've got going on. Yep, feel something else here. I think it's a little larger the way it's jerking. Yeah, that's a nicer one. If it was any bigger, I'd use the landing net for, but I think I'll take a chance on bringing him on in. It's like a nice channel. Looks like he'll be good eating. forward to that. Clip another drop line in its place and move on down. I feel something coming up. Jerking. Oh, I see it. Another channel. Yeah, he looks just about the same size as that other one. Just right for eating. That's the kind you really want. Yeah, looks good. Him in a live well. Flip another drop line in its place. Ready to bake that up as well. And looks like that's about the end of it. Well, that's not too bad of a catch for the hot summer days of this time of year, so that worked out pretty well. Usually you do a lot better on spring and fall, but I'm very satisfied with catching that many on this time of the year. Trotline fishing is an enjoyable hobby for me, and even makes it more enjoyable with the invention of the Easy Clip. Looking forward to running my next one. I actually have two products that I sell, one being the complete Easy Clip trot line, which contains my Easy Clips, and then if you want you can buy just the clips themselves, which will go on any trot line that has swivels on the main line. What we'll do now is to go ahead and show what's all included in the package. We've got our drop lines, we've got our main line 300-pound test with swivels, retainers on each side of the swivel on a prefabbed winder. We'll get down to one of our first swivels. And then we'll go about building a drop line. Full directions are included in the package, but we'll go ahead and assemble one to show you how easy it is. What I do is I just take the ends and tie a little knot here on the end, and then of course we'll test it and make sure it's good and strong. Then we'll take out a clip from the package, and assemble that on one end. Very easy, you just feed it through the small hole on a round, and that'll take care of that end. And then the other end we'll put a hook on. And basically the same thing. Feed it through the eye of the hook. Loop it on around. And then you end up with a complete drop line, hook and Easy Clip. Now as you can see, we'll clip that onto the swivel on our main line through the eye of the swivel, and you've got a complete drop line. that you will be attaching to 20 of them on each one of the swivels of the main line. The main line will be attached to each bank of a cove or a bay, whatever you prefer, and you're set. All that's required is baiting. Again, my Easy Clip trot line consists of 100 feet of 300-pound main test line, 20 swivels with retainers on each side, 20 hooks, 20 drop lines, and of course 20 of my Easy Clips on a styrofoam winder that can be used over and over again. We'll go over again how easy it is to clip on and off. You can do this in pitch dark, by the way. Very easy to just feel instead of having to see what you're doing. I use this a lot even without flashlight in pitch dark. Very easy to clip on and off. Reusable as many times as you need to. And all these trot lines and clips can be ordered through my website at www.easycliptrotline.com.